You think I'm just straight up lying to you?
I do.
You think that, and I'm not.
I have proof.
So are you sure you know what you're talking about?
I know what I'm talking about, okay?
You're getting in my head, man. You really are. Dude, it's working. Your job is working, man. I should have been honest from the beginning. I should have.
That wasn't so bad, huh? That wasn't too long.
No, it wasn't.
In the heart of a criminal investigation lies the perplexing case of Jesse J. Hartley, a Mountain View teenager convicted of first-degree murder in the tragic death of 2-year-old Brandon Green. The events that unfolded in the small Wyoming town have left a community in shock and the legal system grappling with the complexities of unraveling the truth. Brandon's demise took a chilling turn when the autopsy results, revealed during an intense police interrogation, contradicted Hartley's initial account. The interrogation became a crucial juncture, a psychological battleground where investigators sought to bridge the gaping divide between Hartley's narrative and the stark reality uncovered by forensic evidence.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you're right, buddy. Have a seat there. About business. Alright, so today is May 3rd, 2019 at 1:22. Jesse at the Union County Jail. Will you just state your whole name for me?
Jesse James Hartley.
Okay, and your date of birth?
06/09/1999.
Okay. I'm going to read you something really quick just so you understand. If you want to answer questions, great. If not, I'll run you back. Okay, but you have to be aware that you don't have to say anything to me. Do you understand that? Okay. You have the right to have an attorney present for any questioning. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything you say I can use against you in court? Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And you can have an attorney present if you can't afford one. One can be provided for at no cost. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At any time you can exercise this. Like I said, you're done, and we'll head back. Okay. After having explained that to you, would you like to answer some questions?
It just depends on the question.
Okay.
So I can stop at any time.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You absolutely can.
Right.
And I can. And I'll just take you back. At any time you want to be done, just let me know.
Right.
Okay?
The opening phase of Jesse J. Hartley's interrogation, marked by the interrogator laying out the framework and Hartley seeking the option to halt questioning at any time, unveils a strategic dance of control and consent. This initial exchange sets the tone for the psychological dynamics that will unfold throughout the interrogation. Hartley's inquiry about the ability to stop at any time is a crucial moment. It reflects a desire for autonomy and a degree of control over the situation. The interrogator, in acknowledging Hartley's right to terminate the questioning at any time, subtly promotes a sense of consent and collaboration. This acknowledgement contributes to the establishment of rapport, a pivotal element in gaining the subject's trust.
I'm just kind of going over everything. I want to touch base with you again, and just have you run down those events again after Shannon left.
Okay.
So just tell me what happened from that point forward.
We just got done eating. Probably go into more detail and a little bit calmer.
Just what, yeah, because you remember now you may not have been.
Yeah, I was a little bit freaked out when you guys talked to me at the hospital. He was just getting done eating, like as Shannon was leaving, I would say. And I got up. Yeah, I picked up his mess from eating and pulled out some cars. We're playing with some cars, you know. Like I told you before, it was a normal day. We just played. Went into the kitchen, or I should say living room, and played a few games of Fortnite. I don't know if you know what that is, just a video game.
Oh, okay.
But he likes to sit there and play with the fake controller while I play, so we did that for a little bit. And then I got up, I was like, you want to go play with your toy? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, alright, we can go put on some Boss Baby. So we took him into his room, put on some Boss Baby, let him play with his toys for a little bit. I went back to my game. Went back in there, checked on him, asked him if he wanted to take a bath, took him in for a bath, put him in the bath. Sat with him until it was done filling up. Played with him for like 2 seconds, and I got up, went into the kitchen, and opened the fridge door, grabbed Code Red, took a few drinks out of it, sat there for like 5 seconds, set the drink down, and then went back in there and picked him up out of the bath. And he spit blood on my face. And I tried performing CPR, which failed. Where I then freaked out. Something I left out before was that I couldn't find the car keys. I was running all over the house in my arms, looking for the car key. I finally found it. I ran up the door, I strapped him into his car seat, and I called my girlfriend as I pulled out of the driveway and told her what was going on, and told her I was unsure if an ambulance would help or not. I explained to her that he was still breathing. I explained the situation to her. She hung up. She was going to, I don't know who she was going to call. She was going to call someone. And God. Not too far from TA, whenever I told her, I got really scared, like he was still breathing, but I got really scared, so I told her just to call the ambulance and I'll meet him on the highway. She told me okay, and I hung up the phone. Just past TA, down the bottom of that sister, the 911 operator called me, told me that if I needed to pull off, she asked me if he was breathing. I told her that he was breathing, but I hadn't seen him take a breath in a minute. She told me that if I needed to pull off the road, and she would work me through CPR. And this is about towards the top of the next sister. So I went to pull off the road and realized that where I was going to pull off was a really bad spot where I could get hit, or the whole car could get hit, where officers wouldn't have been able to reach me. So I drove down to the sisters, or down to the camera exit. I parked, I pulled him out of his car seat, and I started trying to perform CPR on him again, where I then lost the 911 operator. I tried calling 911 multiple times, and it still wouldn't work, so I tried stopping a bystander, where then any officer, I'm not sure who, but an officer pulled up and helped me perform CPR, where I then realized I was doing it wrong the entire time.
So tell me how...
Sorry.
Good.
You are thinking that if I would have done it right, I could have saved him. But I was doing it wrong the whole time. And now look where I'm at, and I miss him so much. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
When you walked into the bathroom, and he was in the bathtub, tell me again how you... Where was he at in the bathtub? How was he lying?
I honestly couldn't. All I could tell you, he was lying face down. I couldn't really tell you where. Like in the middle, I guess. I don't know.
And you pulled him out of the tub.
I started performing CPR. I realized it wasn't working, so I left this out. But I told you last time, you asked me why I put a diaper on him. But literally in the matter of seconds, I picked his legs up, put the diaper halfway on him, and then I picked him up, and I picked him up, I threw the diaper on him. I know you guys think that's weird, but I didn't want to take him out. It's half naked.
Okay.
Didn't. So I took 2 seconds to do that.
At what point did he spit up blood on you?
When I picked him up.
So right when you got him?
I almost want to say, like, as I picked him up, I kind of squeezed him and kind of forced some of that out. I not squeezed him, but I just kind of picked him up, and I almost want to say me picking him up caused him to cough out a bloody water on me.
Was that when you got him right out of the tub, or after you put the pull-up on?
It was after I pulled him out of the tub, right as I pulled him.
Right as you pulled him up, then he spit on you?
Yeah.
Okay, was it a lot?
It was still on my face whenever I don't want to say it was a lot, no.
Okay. And you think it was blood?
I believe so. It could have been throw up, because whenever we were performing CPR on him in the car, a bunch of throw up was coming up. And my face smelled like throw up after that point, which I don't I don't recall smelling throw up before then, but it could have been throw up. I don't know. I honestly didn't take the time to check.
You fed him earlier before he played cards and stuff. Do you remember what he had for lunch?
So we woke up about 11 o'clock, so we woke up pretty late, so we fed him pretty much breakfast. For lunch, he had the Fruit Loops with marshmallows in it.
Did he eat anything else before the bath?
I gave him a cookie, because he ate all of it. Whenever he finishes all of his food, I give him a cookie. So I gave him a cookie.
We found a can of juice in the room, like those frozen concentrate cans. In his bedroom. Do you know what that was in there for? I just thought that was kind of weird that it was in there.
It could have gotten dropped in there. We just moved in. It could have got dropped in there. I don't know.
Okay. I thought it was kind of strange.
That is weird.
I brought a can of juice by his bed.
That is weird.
Okay. Was there any spit up or throw up or blood or anything? Did it get anywhere else on the house?
I didn't take the time to check. I was just looking for the keys, and as soon as I found it, I left. I didn't pay attention to anything else.
Did you wrap him in a towel or blanket or anything? Did you clean anything up before you left?
There was a point where I wiped my hands on something. I don't know why I wiped my hands on something before I got the car keys.
You don't remember what that was?
No.
Do you know what part of the house you were in when you wiped your hands?
No, I said the hallway.
You were in the hallway. Was it like a cloth? Was it the wall, the floor?
No, it was like a cloth. I picked something up like that and just wiped off my hands.
Just wiped off your hands?
Yeah.
What did you do with that object that you wiped your hands off with?
I just chucked it. I don't know where. I just threw it down. I was more worried about getting to the hospital.
Okay. Was there anything else that you cleaned up that day?
His milk mess.
Milk mess. What did you clean that up with?
I want to say a blanket that I just saw in there.
Okay. How about wet wipes? Clean anything up with wet wipes?
I want to say I wiped him off with a wet wipe.
Okay. When did you wipe him off with a wet wipe?
Right after I wiped myself off. I saw the wipe and I wiped his chest. I'm going to say I threw that in the garbage.
Okay. How many wipes do you think you used there?
1 or 2.
So where did you get those from?
His room.
His room. So did you stop at his room? Tell me how.
I just saw the wipes laying right inside his room. I grabbed a few. I almost want to say that's where I grabbed the piece of cloth I washed my hands off with.
Mm-hmm. So you were coming down the hallway with him?
From my room.
And you saw the wipes?
Yeah, and I wiped him off. And I'm sorry I'm not being 100% clear here, but yeah, I wiped him off and then I wiped my hands off and then I threw it away.
Okay. Any idea why you took the time to do that, I guess, and put it in the garbage? Not just keep on
It took 2 seconds. I don't know. I honestly, I asked myself why I didn't even just take him to the other hospital. I'm pretty sure whenever I saw you, I asked you if the other place had an emergency room, but I bet you if I would have just brought him in there, in the other emergency room, they probably would have performed CPR on him. They probably would have helped, regardless of it being an emergency room.
Sure.
I asked myself a bunch of questions of why I didn't do this and why I didn't do that. I don't know.
Yeah. Just a moment of stress, right?
Jesse Hartley recounts a critical period following his girlfriend Shannon's departure until the distressing events in the bathroom. He contextualizes the timeline, providing a seemingly coherent sequence of events. The interrogator encourages him to delve into details, emphasizing the importance of a thorough recounting. Hartley describes a routine day, playing video games with 2-year-old Brandon, engaging in typical activities, and eventually leading to a tragic turn of events during bath time. When questioned about the specific details of the child's positions in the bathtub, Hartley expresses uncertainty. He mentions that he couldn't clearly recall whether the child was lying face down in the middle of the tub. After the bath, Hartley states that he left the bathroom briefly and upon returning, he found the child unresponsive. He then attempted to perform CPR on the child. He mentions that during this process, he realized that he had put a diaper on the child. He recalls that as he picked him up, Brandon might have spit up blood or a bloody substance. He suggests that this might have occurred when he squeezed the child or picked him up. Throughout his recollection, subtle stress response indicators emerge, manifested in Hartley's self-corrections, repetitions, and expressions of uncertainty. His acknowledgement of not being entirely clear about certain details indicates potential emotional distress. This aligns with the Reid technique's emphasis on observing verbal cues that may betray internal emotional states. The interrogator seeks clarification on why certain actions were taken, such as wiping off the child and disposing of the wet wipe, rather than focusing solely on getting medical help. Hartley's inability to provide clear reasoning raises potential concerns.
Okay. So I asked you when we were sitting out at the hospital about any drug, alcohol use, anything that day. Was there any drug or alcohol use that day by you?
I didn't. I know that you guys most likely found marijuana. I do use marijuana. It helps me eat and it helps me sleep, but I had not that day.
You haven't used anything that day?
I haven't used anything that day, and marijuana is the only thing I use. I really don't drink. I really don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do any hard drugs. I just use marijuana to help me sleep and help me eat. And I honest to God was not on it that day. Like,
when was the last time you
the night before, I used it to go to sleep.
Did you ask anybody to go over the house?
I did.
And take care of that?
Yeah, I did, but they told me they couldn't. I knew you were going to find that. I knew it. I'm not going to lie about it. If that's what I go to jail for, then that's what I go to jail for, but I didn't kill a little boy.
Was there a reason why you didn't want me to have your phone?
Just for that sole fact, I don't want you to see that I told people to go grab that.
You remember you told?
Yeah, my mother.
Is there anything on your phone that I'm going to find that might not be something you want on there? Because I've got it and everything's downloaded off that.
Okay.
So, nothing there? What might there be?
I don't know.
Is there any pornography on it?
What do you mean pornography? Like personal pornography?
Just pornography, I mean.
I watch porn, like Pornhub, but I don't, as far as I know, that's not illegal.
Okay, but is there anything on the phone downloaded on your phone? Nothing on there?
No.
Okay. Any photographs of any type of pornographic photographs?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
If they are, they're really, really old. I have probably over 700 pictures in there that I haven't looked at since I've got the phone.
Hartley willingly admits to smoking marijuana, offering an explanation that he uses it to aid in eating and sleeping. By being transparent about his marijuana use, he provides the interrogator with insight into his personal habits and potential coping mechanisms. Hartley asserts that he was not using marijuana on the day of the incident. This clarification is crucial as it helps establish a timeline and rules out immediate intoxication as a contributing factor to the events leading up to Brandon's unresponsiveness. He also admits to contacting someone to help dispose of his marijuana stash on the day of the incident. This action could be a point of interest for the interrogator, as it raises questions about whether there was an urgency to remove any evidence of substance use. The interrogator delves into the potential presence of pornography on Hartley's cell phone. This line of questioning is designed to explore aspects of Hartley's personal life and assess whether any inappropriate content may be relevant to the case, specifically with regard to potential abuse of Brandon. Hartley denies having pornography on his cell phone. This response, if truthful, dismisses concerns about inappropriate materials that could have contributed to or reflected an abusive environment for the child.
So, did you have any issues with Brandon that day? Was he behaving? Was he misbehaving? Was he in a good mood, bad mood?
When he first woke up, he was in a meh mood, but he usually is. And he was fine after that.
Okay.
He was good.
Do you ever lose your temper with him?
No.
No?
That little boy is like the only thing that keeps me calm.
Right.
Like, I don't know, like, I could be pissed off at the whole world, and there were days where I'd be pissed off at the whole world, and like, he'd come up and talk to me, and I'd feel fine. I feel fine. I want to play with him. He did the complete opposite. And don't get me wrong, there were times where he frustrated me, but I'm 18 years old, and like, I really, whenever he would frustrate me, I'd stay calm, step back, and look at like what my mom would do. And that's like where the timeout came from. He started going to timeout because I found it more constructive than whooping his ass. I found it way more constructive than, because when Shannon would spank him, she'd swat his butt, like he'd be freaking out, she'd swat his butt, and then he'd freak out some more, and then we'd stand there, let him calm down, and he'd calm down, and then everything would be fine. I'm like, why? So my idea was, why can't we just, he's freaking out, put him in a chair, let him freak out, and then that's that. Like, that little boy helped me a lot with a lot of my temper, and I don't even have a temper, but he helped me with my anger. He helped me with, I don't know, actually thinking things through, I guess.
Did you ever lose your temper with him?
No.
No. Never pushed you to a point, because I mean, kids get frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
They are frustrating, they throw fits.
I remember one time I had tried getting him to use the potty all day long, and he stood up from the potty, pissed all over me.
Yeah.
Pissed all over me.
Right.
And like, I looked at him, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you can't go to the bathroom, but you can piss all over me? But I kept my calm. I went in, I changed my pants, I changed his clothes. He sat in timeout, came out, I was like, look dude, you can't just pee on the floor, you're not a dog. You gotta use the potty. He's like, okay. And like, it sounds ridiculous as I talk to him like that, but like, he's a really smart kid. You could talk to him like that, and I feel like he understood.
Okay. Did you ever hit him anywhere besides his little bottom?
No. I smacked him on the bum twice in my entire life.
The interrogator shifts the focus to Jesse Hartley's emotional response and temperament, specifically exploring whether he has ever lost his temper with Brandon. The line of questioning aims to assess Hartley's self-control, emotional stability, and the potential impact on his interactions with the child. Hartley acknowledges that children can be frustrating, providing a relatable sentiment for parents. The interrogator is interested in whether Hartley can articulate instances of frustration without resorting to physical harm, seeking to discern healthy coping mechanisms versus potential abusive tendencies.
Well, here's the unpleasant part. Okay, I told you on Tuesday that we were going to do an autopsy, and we were going to find out what caused him to stop breathing and die. Right? I told you we were going to find that out, and we did. So when I tell you the reason why he died, I want to know if you're going to have anything else to tell me, because what you told me does not match up in any way with what the doctor found. Okay?
What did the doctor find?
He did not drown. Okay? Brandon did not drown. I know that to be fact.
Okay, then how did he have so much water in his lungs? Why did I find him in the bathtub?
Well, here's what I think. I think something happened on Tuesday, and I don't know what. I don't know if you just got to that point where you were extremely frustrated with him, because that happens. Kids are frustrating.
I would never do that to him, though.
Do what?
I would never hurt him with that. I would never kill him. I wouldn't do that. I know what you're trying to assume on me right now. I would never hurt him.
Well, I'm not saying that you set out, all right, today's Tuesday, I'm going to kill him.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm saying I would never get to the point where I'd snap. I've never got to the point where I've never gotten to the point where I snapped and hurt him. So I don't think I'd go to the point of killing him.
Okay. Well, I've never said that you set out to end his life.
That's what you were just saying, though.
No, I never said that you set out to end his life. Okay. I don't think that.
I think what you're saying is that I snapped.
I think something bad happened, and I'm going to explain why. Okay? Something happened that day before you put him in that van. I know this. The hospital knew it. The pathologist knows this.
What's the
Okay,
pathologist?
and you know, he's the doctor, the medical doctor that performed the autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was the one, I was there, and he told me the cause of death. And I asked him, did the boy drown? No, he did not. He did not drown him. Okay, I think something happened, you got upset.
I wasn't upset at him.
Did you guys have a little wrestling match, a little tussle? Did you?
No, I told you. Okay, so I told you how he was eating in his room, right?
Right.
The reason why he was eating in his room, and you could go and ask his mother this, is he fell out of the table and hit his head earlier that day. Okay? So that's the only other injury that day that I know that he got. We weren't wrestling. I didn't hit him. I wasn't mad at him. Nothing.
The interrogator confronts Jesse Hartley with the result of the autopsy, revealing that Brandon did not drown. This revelation contradicts Hartley's earlier statement about finding him in the bathtub, creating a significant discrepancy in his story. The interrogator observes Hartley's immediate reaction to the contradictory information. This reaction can provide insights into Hartley's state of mind, potential guilt, or whether he was aware of the true circumstances surrounding Brandon's death. The exchange introduces the possibility that something may have happened the night of Brandon's death, insinuating that Hartley might have been frustrated with Brandon. Hartley vehemently denies causing harm to Brandon, expressing shock and denial at the suggestion that he would harm or kill the child. The interrogator clarifies that they are not suggesting Hartley set out to end Brandon's life intentionally. The distinction is crucial, as it redirects the conversation away from accusations of premeditated harm, focusing instead on understanding the events that may have transpired.
Let me tell you how this works. I have a piece of paper that I fill out, right? And I send it up to our county prosecutor. And I write down what he told me.
Okay.
I write down what the pathologist found.
Okay.
And I send that up to her. And she's going to look at that, and she's going to see either you told the truth or that you lied, and what goes along with the pathologist, okay?
Okay.
And let me tell you, the little boy didn't die in the bathtub. He did not drown.
I don't think he died in the bathtub because he was still breathing when I pulled him out. When I told you this, he was still breathing all the way up to the point of THA's last point I saw him breathing, so I don't think he died in the bathtub either, but...
I'm not saying that there wasn't some life in him then. But what I'm saying is that boy died of a brain injury. He died from being shook.
From being shook?
From being shook. I know this to be fact.
Could it have been from me, like, running around the house with him?
No. Absolutely not.
I don't know. I didn't shake him. I would not do that.
Well, listen, like I said, you and I probably won't get a chance to talk again after this.
Okay.
So like I said, what you tell me is what's going to go in this document and what I'm going to send up.
Okay.
We have our scientific fact of what's going up. That's going up.
Okay.
The cause of death is going up.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to sit here and lie to me, that's also going to go on there too.
I'm not
Okay.
lying to you, sir. I promise you. I pulled the only time that I think he could have been shook is whenever I was running around with him, one arm around him, and that's the only time that I think he could have been shook.
So see, that's not how it works though. It's not.
I don't know how it works.
It's a gentle shake. There are bruises on his body. There are bruises where the hands go when the baby shook. There are bruises where your hands were on his body. Now, like I said, if something happened and you got upset because he was being a brat,
I didn't.
like, you got to tell me. I'm the one that's going to listen. After this, you're on your own.
I didn't.
I am the only one that is going to listen to you. Do you understand that?
Yes, but are you listening to me?
I'm listening.
Because I didn't shake that baby, and if you honest to God think that you need to go look at someone else, because I'm not the one that shook him.
Look at someone else. Who? You had him in your care all day.
I know all day, but
he died.
I'm not the only one.
In your care. Do you understand that?
Yes, I get that.
There was nobody else. Nobody.
What about days prior?
Nope. This happens immediate. This happens immediately. This is not something that takes time. This happens, they lose consciousness and they die. This happened at that house. Okay? Like I'm telling you, There's only a couple people that know what happened. All right, you can sit here and tell me, no, he didn't get shook at all. I'm telling you right now, he did. Okay, there's a medical doctor that knows this.
Okay.
This happened. This is real. It happened. You were there. Jesse, if you love that little boy, if you love Shannon, it's time to get this figured out.
I didn't shake him.
Tell me what happened. He's got wounds all over his head that are not just little from falling. He's got some serious bruising. Okay? Shannon doesn't know anything about that. She doesn't know anything about all that bruising. All right? Something happened, and you need to tell me about it.
I didn't shake him. I would not shake him.
Tell me what happened.
The worst I've ever done to him is spank him. I would not shake him to death.
I did. Tell me what happened on Tuesday, Jesse.
Nothing happened on Tuesday.
Something did.
I told you everything from word to word.
That's not what happened.
I did.
Jesse, if you sit here and lie to me, that doesn't mean I'm just going to say, all right.
I don't expect you to be like, okay, you're free to go, but I'm telling you the truth. I didn't shake that baby. I didn't shake him. I didn't hit him. I wasn't even mad at him. I wasn't mad at him. It was a normal day. It was a normal day for me and him.
Jesse, that baby didn't just tip over and die.
I'm not saying that.
Something happened at that house. Something did. And I don't know if you're just too scared to tell me about it, to talk about it, if you think it'll make things worse, because I'm telling you right now, you can't go to more jail, you're in jail.
I know I'm in jail.
This is your opportunity. Like I said, once we leave here, you're on your own. And it looks a lot better for you if you tell the truth. If you go up and go through this process and flat out lie, it doesn't go well for you.
I'm not lying.
Because I will write down, if you tell me the truth, I will write that down and I will go talk to my prosecutor and I will tell her, he was honest with me, he told me the truth. Or I can hand it to her and say, he's on his own, I can do nothing for him. Jesse, something happened, that baby got shook. He did, I know that.
It wasn't by me then.
Who was it?
I don't know. But it wasn't by me.
You were there alone.
I didn't shake that baby.
You were alone.
I've never even grabbed him like that.
There are marks that say otherwise. That's absolutely not true.
Me grabbing him like that.
Yet there are bruises. There are hard bruises on that body. There's bruises on the face, on the head.
Bruises I saw right here, and the one on this side.
There are a lot of bruises, Jesse, and they're not bruises from just a toddler bumping into things. Okay, I've been doing this a while. All right, the people that I work with do this all the time.
I'm aware of that.
That doctor has seen this. Okay, he's a smart man. He would know if this was some unintentional, because he deals with that stuff. He didn't want to, I know that. You probably love that little boy. He's a cute little kid. I've seen pictures. He's a handsome little guy. Nobody would set out to do that. He's a cute kid. He absolutely is. Something happened, man. I don't know if something just got out of control. If it was an accident. Did you try to?
I don't know. Did I send him in the fucking bath wrong? Did I pick him up wrong? I don't know what I did. Please tell me. You're telling me it couldn't have been a little thing, but I feel like if I shook him to the point like you're saying, I would remember that. I would tell you that. You think that if I would have intentionally, not even intentionally, but you think if I would have killed this kid, and whether it was accident or on purpose, you think that I'm not as dumb as you think.
I never said that.
But you
Ever.
You think I'm just straight up lying to you.
I do.
You think that, but I'm not.
I have proof.
Could I have picked him up wrong? Could I have carried him wrong? I don't know. I don't know. Please tell me. If there's something else, please tell me.
I agree with you. There is something else.
What?
I don't know what that is. I honestly don't think you're telling me the truth. I don't know if something happened that day and you're too scared to talk about it. And it's okay.
I told you everything.
You can tell me what it is.
The only time I even picked him up was when I picked him up from the bath, for the bath. It's the only time I ever picked him up. And from whenever he fell down out of the table, that's the only time I ever picked him up. Aside of that, he walked all by himself.
Those injuries are not caused from that. Okay? They're not. This is all out in the open. We know that body was traumatized. And it wasn't from being carried around wrong. We know that. All right?
So you think I took him and I just shook the shit out of him for no reason?
Yes. Oh, for no reason, I don't know. I can't answer that. That's what I'm asking.
I wasn't mad.
Did he push you to that point?
No. Because it didn't happen. I didn't shake the shit out of him like that.
Were you high? Was this, honestly...
I wasn't high. I wasn't.
Something that you might not remember?
Do you think, look at me, do you think that THC affects you in that form? Honest to God.
Your memory?
Not even necessarily my memory, because I remember that day very clearly. But yeah, okay, I'll admit to you, THC definitely does affect your memory. It definitely does.
I know that.
Because it's my memory is shot. But I remember that day very clearly, because like I told you, I wasn't high. I wasn't on anything. Remember that day very clearly.
Okay.
Do you think that THC affects you in the sense that I'm just going to snap and shake a little boy?
No.
You don't know if THC affects you that way?
I don't know how it affects you.
I can tell you right now, I've smoked marijuana since I was like 14 years old, and I can tell you right now it does not. If anything, it makes me feel like the same normal human being.
Okay. That's great.
Okay, I know that's not any of the topics, but I just wanted to make that very clear that I wasn't high, and marijuana was not the cause. It was not. It did not make me snap. I was not mad at him. I was nothing.
But do you understand where I'm coming from here? You're telling me this happened, and I'm telling you that boy did not die like you said. What am I supposed to think? That you're telling the truth?
What am I supposed to think? Because that's what happened. You're telling me that doctors are figuring out all this that is completely opposite from what I said, and like, how am I supposed to argue with that? I can't. I literally can't. I know that and if I was lying, I would have been like, yeah, dude, this is what happened, but I'm not. That's why I'm so dumbfounded at what to tell you, because I didn't lose my cool with him. I didn't shake him. Didn't.
Jesse, that's not what that boy's body says.
And that's why I'm, like I said, so dumbfounded.
You're hurt. You're hurt bad.
As the interrogation continues, Jesse vehemently denies any deliberate harm, but exhibits evasiveness, making it challenging to elicit a clear and consistent account of the events. The interrogator detects inconsistencies and persistently presses for the truth.
I would never do that to him. I love that kid like he's my own kid.
I'm not even.
I wanted so much for that kid. I have been raised by two assholes. Two complete assholes that told me that they would never leave me, and told me that they would take care of me and take care of my mother and do all this for me and do all this for my mother, and they didn't. I ended up being raised by a single mother, and then I come along, I meet this beautiful girl, this beautiful kid. It turns out his dad's a piece of shit. Oh man. Jesse, you do what you do best. Step up. Try to be there for someone. Because all my life, I can't figure it out for myself. I can't figure out what to do for myself. I can't figure out what my next step is. I can't figure out what I want. But what I saw was a little boy that needed a dad. So I became his dad. I did everything for that kid, from changing his diapers to to take him to see cool things, to loving on him, to being the stern father figure that doesn't let him get candy before 9 o'clock or after 9 o'clock, to playing video games with him, to teaching him how to ride a bike, everything. I wanted that for him.
That's great. I'm not telling you
I know, and it doesn't mean shit to you.
But something happened that day. You have to admit something happened that day. Something bad happened that day. The kid's dead. Obviously, something happened. Kids don't just die.
I know
something
they don't
happened.
just die. I found him in, I don't know if I put him in, if I was aggressive with him when I put him in the tub, or when I picked him up. I don't know.
That's not, like I said, this is not an this isn't just like a little tussle. This is a violent, repetitive shake. That's what it is. That's what causes this.
I would remember that. Regardless if I was high on fucking anything in the world, I feel like I would remember that. I feel like that would replay over and over in my head, and I wouldn't be able to live with it. Because I already can't live with the fact that I fucked up so bad that I've hurt all these people. That I was so careless that I've hurt all these people, and a little boy is dead because of me. A little boy that I love like my own kid. I mean, not, it came out of my nutsack, but I loved him just the same. I did. I already hate myself. I do.
Okay. Jesse, this is going to haunt you. Okay? It is. And
it haunts me, the fact that he's dead.
But I don't understand how you can sit here and tell me that the way that little boy died is different from what happened.
I'm not telling you. I believe that he died that way, but I don't know if it was from me fucking picking him up. I don't know.
That's not how it works, man.
I know that's what you keep saying, but I don't know how it works.
I told you how that kid you grabbed onto him and shook him.
And you think it was me?
Yes, I told you that. That's no secret. I do. I think it was you. You were there. He was in your care. Am I wrong there?
Yes, he was.
He was in your
my
care.
He was in my care. I had no point.
So he's in your care.
And shake him like that.
He's at the hospital and he's dead. Right in between there. He got shook. There's nobody else involved. It's just you. He got shook. That's it. He got shook and he died.
I don't recall a period of when.
Is it possible that it happened and you don't remember it? That for whatever reason,
I don't know.
Remember it.
But if I didn't remember, I wouldn't know. But as far as I can clearly tell you, every step that happened that week.
Could something lesser have happened?
What is something lesser?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Could something happen that maybe I'm making a mistake of it? You're making a mistake. Well, this happened. And you're not, because there's a lot of things that you're not, that you. But
I've tried asking you. You say lesser, and I feel like as in lesser is in like something little that happened.
Yeah, were you upset and it wasn't a big blowout?
No.
Like I said, was there a wrestling match? I mean, tell me, like, what could have caused this? Give me some other details. What could have caused this? Because
you're really killing me. I know this is your job. I know you're trying to get in my head. I know you're trying to
get in your head.
No, you are. Honestly, God, it's your job.
I don't get in people's heads. I confront you with the truth.
You confront me.
With the truth.
Yes, with the truth. Because I guess you can't lie from a non-lapse. But I don't.
You're right. It doesn't lie.
It doesn't lie, but I didn't shake him. I didn't. If I did, I didn't do it on purpose. I don't recall any point where I shook him. Okay. Especially grabbed him like this and shook him. I don't know if carrying him from the bathtub to his car. He was moving around a lot. He was completely fucking limp. I don't know if maybe that caused it.
No.
I don't know. But I don't recall any point throughout our day or past days or ever where I even picked him up like this, let alone shook him like this.
Something like that doesn't necessarily occur with you holding him up. He could have been on the floor. Okay?
I don't.
Was it during a diaper or a pull-up change? Changing his clothes? He's got marks on him, Jesse, that don't account for anything else than something forceful. Okay? He had a horrific cut on his mouth from being hit. He had bite marks on his tongue. Okay, those things don't just happen from playing. They don't.
I wasn't saying they do.
Okay. Jesse, those things happened.
Okay.
It was brutal. His tongue is chewed up by his own teeth. That skin in between his gums and his upper lip is cut from being hit in the mouth. That doesn't just happen. It happens by force. That's it. That's the
But you also asked me if I touched him.
Okay. Well, let's not get there.
No, you're accusing me of all this stuff, and then you also accuse me of touching him. I just want you to know this is probably something you or anybody needs to know, but my girlfriend does every sexual favor for me that I could ask for. So I promise you I wouldn't touch a little boy. That's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Okay. Let's go back to the face.
Back to the face.
How did he get that?
I have
Cut in his mouth. How did his tongue get?
Could it have been whenever he fell out of the chair? I don't know.
No, you would have noticed. You would have known. He would have cried for hours. He would have needed stitches. He would have been bleeding out of the mouth.
From what was on his tongue?
From his tongue being chewed up and that piece of skin that connects the gum and the lip being torn.
I'm assuming that's where the blood came from and it coughed up on me.
I don't know. Jesse, there wasn't water in his lungs.
What was in his lungs? What did I watch come out of his lungs?
I guarantee it was probably blood.
There was not blood. I'm sorry, but it was like an orange and clear substance. If you don't believe me, ask the officer that was there doing CPR on him.
You said he ate Cheetos.
He didn't eat Cheetos.
You told me he ate Cheetos.
Who told you he ate Cheetos?
You told me he had Cheetos after his lunch?
No, I didn't. I told you I gave him a cookie.
Okay.
So are you sure you know what you're talking about?
I know what I'm talking about, okay? Maybe it was Shannon saying likes Cheetos. Maybe that was her time and she likes Cheetos.
Maybe, but I never told you anything about Cheetos. I said a cookie. I said I gave him a cookie for eating all of his breakfast.
Well, I'm telling you, he got hit in the face. He got hit in the mouth. Whether it was being pushed or hit, I don't know. But that skin was cut. And it doesn't just do that. It doesn't do that. Kids bump into stuff. It does not do that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just give you this level out, and then we're done. And I'm gonna go finish my stuff and send it up, and you're on your own. Okay. Jesse, if you got something to tell me about what happened to that little boy that can explain those injuries, man, I am the person that needs to hear it because there's nobody else. Once we leave here, I'm taking you back to your cell, and whatever happens to you, happens to you. I got nothing for you. I will put down what you told me. I will send it up.
What do you want me to tell you?
I want you to tell me the truth. I want you to tell me what happened.
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. I don't remember anything else. I told you everything I know from the time I woke up to the time where Shannon left, to where he ate his food, to when we played video games, to when I put him in the bath. And you're telling me he didn't even have water in his lungs whenever I watched it come out of his mouth. I watched it all pour out.
He didn't drown. Okay.
I believe he didn't drown. I believe you on that, but I found him in the bath.
So how did he get the head injury?
I don't know. Did he fall in the bath? I don't know.
That's not this injury does not come from falling in the tub. Okay, it's a repetitive motion. It's a brain injury.
I didn't shake him, no. Didn't.
And that's what you're going to stick with. Like I said.
If I accidentally shook him when I was putting him in the bath, like I told you, you said that's impossible. If I accidentally shook him, I don't know. But I didn't pick him up. I didn't sit him down. I didn't shake him repeatedly like this. I didn't. If I did it on accident, if I was being careless.
Tell me about that, and then maybe, like I said.
If I was being... Tell you about what?
Maybe it was something careless that I've told you from the beginning. I don't know.
I don't know if I was being... How am I supposed to know if I'm being careless?
Because stuff happens sometimes. Maybe
how am I supposed to know?
Like,
but what you're saying... No, what you're saying is that you want me to come out and be like, okay, so maybe I accidentally shook him. No.
You said I would if I...
No, that's not what I meant. You're telling me that if I just shook him and I'm too scared to tell you, just tell you.
Yes.
But I don't know, I don't recall any point of whenever I just got pissed off at him and shook him. By careless, What I mean is how I picked him up. I don't know. I don't know what carelessness could have caused that. But that's the only thing that I found myself guilty of is carelessness.
Okay. Well, like I said, man, that's not what...
What do you want me to tell you?
I only want to know what happened. I only want to know the truth. That's it. That's all, man. Like, what's done is done. That little boy is gone. Shannon is trying to plan a funeral here.
I'm going to miss it. I'm not going to be there for it.
No, you're not. Like, this isn't good. Like, she needs some answers. She wants to know what happened. This sucks for her, man. It sucks for everybody. It sucks for you. You're not, dude, you're 18. You're not some cold-blooded killer running around the streets. I know that. I have never even heard of it.
I feel like that's how I'm being treated. I really do. You really want to know? I feel like I'm being treated like a fucking cold-blooded killer.
Well, I have to ask a question.
I know you have to ask questions. I know that, but you're like, oh, you're not telling me the truth. Whenever, I don't know.
See, what you're telling me does not match up. It doesn't, not even close. So what am I supposed to think?
I don't know.
I don't either. But, like I said, man, this is your chance to clear the everything.
I'm so scared.
No. What's got you scared? What are you scared of?
You're getting in my head, man. You really are.
How?
It's working. Your job's working, man.
How am I getting in your head?
You are. You are. You know that's my job. You know that's your job. Please don't tell me it's not, because any private investigator's job is to go and sit down with someone, get in their head, get what they want out of them, and be done. Correct?
Getting in your head. I don't think I'm smart enough to get in your head. I'm just asking point-blank questions. That's it. I'm just asking you what happened. That's it. I'm not trying to mess with your head.
I just fucked up real bad. I fucked up. I probably, you're right. I should have been honest from the beginning. I should have. It probably would have been a lot easier. There's no reason for me not to be. I dropped him. I literally dropped him.
Okay.
The interrogator continues to add pressure, and as the interrogation unfolds, Jesse starts to concede fault, admitting to the act of dropping Brandon. A palpable sense of guilt and fear emerges, accompanied by expressed concerns about potential consequences.
And everything was true. The rest of it was true. The bath, everything. I dropped him when I was putting him in the bath. My dumb ass, what do? He's still conscious. He was still conscious. Like, I swear, he was still conscious. I was like, are you okay? He was crying. I got him to calm down. And I still stuck him in the bath. And I shouldn't have. I didn't think it was that bad, but I guess thinking about it, falling from this high down to a floor is pretty bad.
Okay.
And I was really scared. I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. But I swear it was an accident. And I swear I didn't mean to. I'm just so scared. I'm still scared that you're going to use this against me, but I can't. I can't get around it. I can't. I dropped him. I'm sorry. It's just as careless as me leaving him in the bathtub, but it just makes me seem like such a shitty person. But I was just trying to do what was best for him. I was trying to... I didn't want to make Shannon feel like she couldn't trust me with him alone. I sure didn't want this right here to happen. I didn't. I should have just picked him up. I should have brought him to the hospital, but I didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry I lied to you.
Don't apologize. It's okay.
It's not. I should have been honest. It would have made your life easier. It would have made my life easier.
It's okay. It's about you right now, okay?
It's not about me, it's about Brandon.
Okay.
His life is lost, and it's my fault. But please tell me you don't believe I did it on purpose.
I'll tell you what, let's go
I
back.
didn't do it on purpose.
Okay. Let's go back to the beginning, all right? And then tell me all the details you can about what happened.
Everything was the same. Everything.
Okay.
From the time we woke up, him eating, him falling out of the chair, me moving. I moved the end table from the living room into his room and set the chair in there so he could eat in there. And we played the video game, or we played with his cars, played the video game, went back into his room, we watched Boss Baby. I took him to that, and when I was bringing him in there, he walked in there, I took his clothes off, I picked him up, and he dropped him, and he hit his head on the step, of the bathtub, and fell to the ground, and he just started crying, and I felt like a piece of shit, and I picked him up, and I calmed him down, and I just kind of gently shook him, I calmed him down, and he finally stopped crying. He didn't, where I feel like I was so dumb, is he didn't really seem like he was conscious. And I was like, "You okay, buddy?" He's like, "Yeah." But he didn't seem like himself, and I still stuck him in the bath. And I shouldn't have. I should have took him to the hospital. But I swear, I did find him unconscious. I pulled him out. I did perform CPR on him. I did freak out. Everything else of it was true. I just didn't tell you the part where it dropped.
What part of his head did he hit?
The back. I was holding him like this, and I just dropped him and hit let me see. Yeah, the side of his head.
Is that where the wet wax come from? Cleaning that up?
Yeah. He did have a bit of blood coming, not quite a bit, but a little bit of blood, so I went and grabbed some wet naps and I just started cleaning his face up, and it stopped bleeding, so I just stuck him in the tub.
What part of his face was bleeding?
Just out of his mouth.
It's coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So he fell straight onto his back, the back of his head?
You said that there was stuff, cut marks in his lip. I'm assuming he probably bit his
So he didn't hit his face.
No, I didn't.
He hit the back of his head.
I'm pretty sure, yes. He hit the back of his head.
Was the back of his head bleeding?
No.
Where did anything out of his ears?
Not that I know of, no, not that I saw.
Nose or mouth? Just...
I think a little bit came out of his nose and some out of his mouth. Mainly what I saw was out of his mouth. I didn't see any from the back of his head. I didn't see any from his ears. I just saw what was on his mouth. And that's honestly kind of made me think, I don't know, maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I was careless.
Facing the gravity of his actions, Hartley grapples with genuine internal conflict, showing signs of being torn by what transpired. Expressions of remorse become apparent. In an effort to contextualize his actions, Hartley emphasizes carelessness rather than intent to harm.
So how did you drop him? He took his clothes all the way off?
Slipped out. He just slipped out. And I was literally picking him up to go from the ground to the bathtub, because it's a pretty high bathtub.
Okay.
And he just dropped him. I was careless. I promise you I wasn't high. I would tell you if I was. I wasn't high. I wasn't on anything.
Okay. Was he throwing a fit? I mean,
No.
Did he just squirm out? How?
No, he slipped out of my hands.
Was he naked when he slipped out of your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. And you put him in the bathtub?
After I cleaned him up.
You cleaned him up, put him in the bathtub, and he was conscious?
He was conscious when I left, and that's whenever I went into the kitchen and threw away the wet naps. And I did get a drink. That wasn't a lie either. And then I went back and I brought him on mattress.
Okay. When you put him in the tub after he hit his head, you said he was crying.
He was done crying by the time I put him back in the
Okay.
bathtub.
Is that where the blood came from on your shirt? Or was that after you got him out?
I'm assuming it was from, because whenever he initially fell, I picked him up and I held him for a second, and like I told you, held him for a second and shook him up and down to calm him down.
Mm-hmm.
He calmed down, he set him back down on the floor, and that's when I grabbed the wipes. I wiped him up, and then I picked him back up, and I put him back down.
Okay.
So, yes, maybe some blood got on my shirt when I picked him up.
Was there any blood in the bathtub
Not that
when
I
you
know.
got him? When you picked him up out of there?
I didn't even look.
Okay. So you say it was face down when you walked back in?
Yeah. It looked like he had fallen forward, like really was sitting and fallen forward.
Okay. Anything else you can think of, Jesse? I just want to make sure I understand it all right. You were giving him a bath, he took his clothes off, you picked him up, go put him in the tub, he slipped out of your hands, he fell and hit the back of his head, correct? And you cried a little bit, you picked him up.
He didn't cry a little bit, he was crying pretty hard, but I calmed him down. I can usually calm him down pretty good.
Okay. And then you went and got wipes, and you cleaned him up while you were holding him before you put him in the tub.
I wasn't holding him, he was standing up.
Okay. But you cleaned up blood from his face?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Those coming, said, from his nose. Or his mouth?
It was from his mouth.
From his mouth.
I think I saw it. I wasn't sure if it was from me wiping his face, but there was some above his nose, like right here. Or
Do
under
you
his
have any idea how he would have hit his mouth? Did he hit and roll? How would he have?
It honestly happened all fast. It just dropped him, and then it happened like that. Like it dropped him, and I was like, oh shit, and I picked him right back up. Like he could have. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I said to be the truth. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Is there anything else you can think of?
No. I'm sorry, I'm so careless.
I don't have to apologize.
I'm so sorry though, and I'm gonna be sorry till the day I die. Whether I spend years in prison or not, or if I get let off, I don't know. Regardless, I'm gonna live with this for the rest of my life, and the fact that I was so careless, I don't know if I'll ever be able to have another kid again. I don't know.
Awareness of potential legal consequences intensifies, with Hartley expressing fear about the prospect of a lengthy prison sentence. Despite the acknowledgement of dropping Brandon, lingering questions persisted about the precise circumstances leading to Brandon's injuries.
It's a tragic deal, that is for certain. All the way around. It's really sad.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize to me. Really.
I like you,
I'm not
but I'm
offended.
sorry.
Especially people ask me every day.
I know, but
Okay. That's why I ask questions. It's okay.
I just didn't. I don't know why I didn't think that was a big deal. I thought maybe it would save my ass in the long run, but
No, like I
it
told
just
you.
got me in trouble more. It made me out to be a liar.
Right.
That's the opposite of what I wanted. I just want you to know I'm being honest with you now. I'm telling you everything.
So, because there's, like I said, there's bruises all over that kid's body that, him hitting his head wouldn't have caused this other
He
stuff.
did have bruises before that day. Like he did have like one on his arm. He had the little dot on his forehead, and he had on one side right here. That's the only bruises I know of.
And he's got multiple bruises here and here.
I know. I saw afterwards. I saw the ones right here. That's the only new ones that I saw was right here.
Any idea where those could have come from?
And me picking him up off the ground. I don't know. I didn't grab him by the face or anything. I don't know how I could have caused those. I really don't.
Anything else you can think of?
But I'm being serious with you. Whenever, he was completely limp whenever I was carrying him, and I was running around like a madman. I don't know. I want to say that it was from that, but I can't say that because I don't know.
Okay.
but he was lengthening my arms, and I was running around, and I could feel his arms hitting me, and his legs hitting me, and his head going back and forth.
Well, if anything else comes to mind, okay. Like I said, we may not talk again, but if something comes up that you think I need to know, get a hold of somebody. You'll know where to find me. Okay?
Did I give you what you wanted?
Like I said, I don't come in here like
no, no, I know, I'm sorry. I put that really wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make that up. I meant
that's more accurate.
Are you gonna help me?
Like I said.
I don't want to be out to be a liar, so I'm trying to be. I'm not even trying. I am now 100% honest with you. That was the only thing that I was leaving out. Was the fact that I draw. Yeah, I know.
Right.
I shouldn't have left it out. I'm sorry.
You're pretty adamant that didn't happen, so you gotta understand.
I know. But that's all I could think about was the fact that I dropped him, and I couldn't not tell you. And I as I laid in my cell, the entire time, this was the only thing I could think about. Trust me, like if there was more, I'd be telling you. If there was more, I'd be telling you. I promise, because that one thing fucking haunts me. That haunts me, and that haunted me that I didn't tell you guys. It haunted me that I didn't tell Shannon. It just haunted me. It did. It really fucks me up, and it's still fucking me up. Everybody else, my mom tells me that everybody else knows that I didn't do it on purpose. But everybody else's opinion doesn't really matter. Yours, prosecutors, and the judges is what matters. And you guys,
opinion.
I know, but it is sort of your opinion, because if you think I'm sitting here still continuing to lie to you, then that's what you're going to tell the prosecutor. So if your opinion is that I'm still lying to you, you're going to tell the prosecutor that I'm lying to you, so that your opinion does matter. In a chain effect.
I understand what you're saying. And I'm going to write what you told me. Okay?
I got to be adamant about the fact. This is I just want him back. I want to hold him again. I messed up really bad. I was really careless. I'm so sorry. I don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison for this. I don't even want to be in jail until the 7th for this, but I know I have to. I'm just so scared. I'm 18, and I tried to do my best with him. I did. I tried. I wanted to give him everything I never had. And I was just so careless. I couldn't even give him what my shitty piece of shit stepdads gave me, which was life. I couldn't even give him that. I tried. I fucked up and I'm scared. And now I miss him so much, and I miss Shannon so much. I'm so sorry. I should be honest with you.
Is there anything else you want to add about before we close up?
No.
Okay. Alright, then I'll go ahead and end this and I'll get you back there, okay? You can have a little time by yourself.
I don't know if I want to be alone. I feel like such a piece of shit. I do. Whether you think I did it on purpose or not, I'm going to live with this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I know that. I do.
My life's already really messed up. How am I supposed to continue with this?
Just do the best you can.
Can I please see a counselor like right now? I don't want to be alone.
I'll get you.
I want to be alone. I don't want to do. I don't want to die, but I don't want to live with this. I don't.
I'll get you a counselor, okay?
How am I supposed to live with this? I don't know what to do.
I'll switch your counselor, somebody to talk to, okay? I don't know what to tell you there. I can't give you advice there, man. But let's hang in there, okay?
It's hard, I'm trying. But how am I supposed to hang in there? And on top of that, you guys think I touched him. You said that to me the other day. You told me, like, he's got tears in his anal cavity or whatever you want to call it. I would never do that to him. And to hear that, it just makes me wonder where they came from. And I don't want you guys to put that on me because it didn't come from me. They didn't. I don't know.
So, you're saying that because that was a real thing?
Yeah, I'm aware it was in my search warrant. I know. I read it every 10 minutes. I read it.
We got.
And I promise you, the hair loss, honest to God, it was previous. It was from a shampoo, I swear to God. I told you I was being honest with you about that. You can ask Shannon, you can go to that doctor I told you about. It was from a shampoo.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. So going back, we got your DNA, right?
Yeah.
And we did anal swab of him. Is there any chance?
No, there's not. I promise you, there's no chance. And if there is, I will fucking plead guilty. I will plead guilty 100%. There's no chance. No way. No way. I would never.
Okay.
Like I told you, you probably don't want to hear it. My girlfriend does every sexual favor I would ask her for. There's no way. I find that disgusting. I find it absolutely disgusting. And honest to God, I feel like pedophiles and people do that to children should be killed on sight. This may be harsh, may sound harsh, but it's true. It's disgusting.
Okay.
I would never wish that upon him, and the more I think about it, it pisses me off, because I know it wasn't me, but if it wasn't me, who was it?
Right.
Who did that to him? I really hope that you guys try to figure that out, and don't just leave it at that. It didn't do that to him.
Like I said, we got that stuff. We'll be sent off, and
But promise me that when it comes back negative that I didn't do it, you guys won't just leave it at that.
We won't leave it at that.
Please. Because that pisses me off.
Right.
That pisses me off a lot. And like I told you before, I've had my thoughts about her sister and the way her sister treats him. Because her sister doesn't treat her own daughter very well. So it worried me about the way she treats Brandon. And my mom, I told my mom that today. I told my mom about the tears. And she started crying, and she's like, I know that wasn't you. And I feel like I know who that was, and if I need to, I will be honest about it. And she thinks it's the same person because it's not good. This is not good. I'm so scared.
Alright, let's see, we'll get you back there. So, 228.
Please, can I talk to a counselor?
Yes. We will go.
I don't want to be by myself.
Okay. Well, I've got to put you back in there, right? That's what I have to do, and then I will go straight to the detention officers and tell them you want to see a counselor. Okay? Alright, I'm going to shut this down. Alright, we're going to get you back in cuffs for a minute until we get you to the other side.
I know you can't do a lot, but please. I did my part. I know you can't do a lot, but please tell me you'll help me the best you can.
Like I said, what you told me is what I'm going to write. And I'm not going to say, I think. What you said and what the doctor said, okay?
Okay.
That's how it works. I don't offer my opinion. I just get the information and I pass it on. That's what I do, okay? All right, we're going to turn around. We'll get you back there.
Following a 4-day jury trial, 19-year-old Jesse Hartley faced sentencing in 3rd District Court. The charges stemmed from the tragic death of 2-year-old Brandon Green, the son of Hartley's then-girlfriend, Shannon Sherman. During the trial, Dr. Bird Gilmartin's testimony revealed severe injuries inconsistent with Hartley's account that Green was found face down in a bathtub. The medical examiner, Dr. Thomas Bennett, attributed the child's death to abusive head trauma caused by violent, repetitive shaking. At the sentence hearing, Sherman, emotionally shattered, expressed the haunting grief of losing her son. She lamented the uncertainty surrounding the events leading to his death and emphasized Hartley's lack of remorse at the time of his arrest. Despite acknowledging that no court sentence could bring back her son, Sherman advocated for a punishment befitting the severity of the crime. Uintah County Attorney Loretta Howison-Callis underscored the tragic nature of the case, recognizing that Hartley not only took the life of a 2-year-old, but effectively fortified his own future by being convicted at the tender age of 19. Hartley's youth, at 18 during his arrest, precluded the pursuit of the death penalty, per Wyoming law. Justice Joe Blumel, presiding over the case, chose a sentence of life in prison with the possibility of parole. Blumel acknowledged the profound tragedy and opted not to compound it further. Hartley also received an 18 to 25-year sentence for aggravated child abuse, to run concurrently with the life sentence. He was credited the 400 days already served in Uintah County Jail. In addition to the prison sentence, Hartley was ordered to pay legal fees and restitution. The financial obligations amounted to just over $4,000 for legal services and approximately $6,800 for medical bills and funeral expenses related to Green's death. Blumel recognized the possibility for Hartley to work and contribute to these expenses, despite arguments for his financial incapacity due to incarceration. Jesse J. Hartley was remanded to the custody of the Uintah County Sheriff's Office for transfer to Wyoming State Penitentiary. The sentencing marks the end of a legal process that sought to bring justice to a tragic case, leaving in its wake a community grappling with the profound consequences of a young life lost and another irrevocably altered.